Bernard Dahdah, welcome and thank you for joining us. Why is the mining metal industry such a crucial business sector for our world today?
Yeah, so we're currently going through an energy transition. Basically, our power is moving from what has been historically fossil fuel power towards renewables. And to be able to achieve this, we need a lot of metals. So no metals, no energy transition.
Have you some examples?
So yeah, just as one example, we'd be comparing wind turbines with coal-powered or gas-powered plants. So per equivalent megawatt hour, you need 10 times more steel in a wind farm than you would in those other power plants.
So we can see that energy transition relies on natural resources, but have we enough mining capacity to meet this rising demand?
If you look at projected demand and projected supply, and you look at what's in the pipeline, the short answer is no. And this is because for the past probably 10 years, there has been severe underinvestment by the mining companies because the prices were just not very interesting. Now, it's true over the past 2 years, prices have rallied. But the problem is from the time the mining companies take the decision to invest in future output to when that output comes out, it probably takes 5 to 10 years.
And within the Earth's crust?
Yes, so within the Earth's crust, contrary to popular belief, there is actually enough metal out there. So if I just look at copper, for instance, there's probably twice as much copper than we need for the next 10, 15 years. And that's let alone in terms of the known resources, known reserves, and let alone the unknown reserve that hasn't been explored yet. Problem is that this is going to come at a high cost because it's getting more and more complicated to mine those metals.
Well, but those natural resources are limited by definition.
Yes, limited, but at the same time, what we're seeing in the market is the growing importance of the circular economy, the growing importance of recycling and the recycling processes which are becoming more efficient. Advantage of recycling, it has a lower carbon footprint. So overall, we're going to get more and more secondary supply, but it's important to say that we will still need primary supply, which is additional mining, will definitely be needed.
As an insight in light of the current tragic conflict in Ukraine, should we expect repercussions from this conflict to the mining sectors?
Yes, so especially for Europe, I think this is where we're going to see the most repercussions because Europe is heavily reliant on Russian metals. So just as an example, 15% of aluminium imported into Europe is from Russia, 40% of palladium. What we're likely to see in the short run is a rerouting, globally speaking, through different countries. But for sure, the long-term impact is an acceleration of the energy transition, and this will come on the back of the need for energy independence.
Well, thank you, Bernard Dahdah, for your insight. And now I am welcoming Sylvain Eckert. Sylvain, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Marina.
How are governments and mining companies preparing to meet this strong future demand?
Well, governments need to ensure security of supply for those raw materials that are going to be essential to the energy transition. One known example is China, who started 20 years ago building that kind of level of self-sufficiency. They have taken leading position in the production of certain metals like steel and aluminium, and sometimes have monopolistic position like in the rare earth elements. That was well publicized in 2011, and this is coming again quite crucial.
Well, the same can't be said for Europe.
No, Europe is quite far away from being self-sufficient across key metals, right, as explained by Bernard. But there are programs in individual countries and at the European level as well to increase that level of self-sufficiency. One thing that is important in Europe is going to be the acceptance by the public of repatriating the mining and metals industry in the country. And there are received ideas that mining is dirty, that mining is being carried out like it was in the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th century. No, mining is quite a modern industry today, which is well automated, digitalized, and really at the forefront of the technologies these days.
And what about mining companies? How are they preparing for the future?
Mining companies, after a cycle of underinvestment, are now taking the charge to invest in exploration, in new projects. They are going beyond the countries that they were used to operate in. They're exploring new frontiers these days.
How does Natixis CIB support its clients in these challenges?
We have an offering that covers a broad spectrum of the mining industry, from small developers to established mining companies, and that includes all the value chain, including large traders and medium-sized traders. We can offer debt and capital advisory for developers, and we can offer the full suite of services, including price risk management for the larger corporates.
I know we recently staged a successful deal in the mining sectors. Can you tell us more?
Yes, Marina. So this is actually quite a good story for Natixis, because this culminated into the financing of the acquisition by a large mining company of a copper asset located in Spain. The interesting thing about that is that Natixis did accompany the development of that asset since the inception. We did finance the asset as it was still owned by a small developer more than 10 years ago, and now it has become one of the largest copper mines in Europe. It's located in Spain, the Minas de Aguas Tenidas mine.
Thank you for your explanation, Sylvain Eckert.
Thank you very much, Marina.